Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Wherever you are, whoever you are, nasan ka man, na kung kailan mo man natisod tong video na to. No? I hope you are doing well and welcome to this first episode of our special Jutsu Thought segment on After Hours Consulting. So, After Hours is actually for management consulting and communications coaching. And today, we will be focusing on one of the key management segments, yung tinatawag natin na SWOT analysis, pero hindi yung buong SWOT analysis muna. Pipili lang tayo ng isa. Bago ang lahat, ano nga ba tong SWOT? No? Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It's something that is really commonly used by planners, by managers. No? Madalas nilang gamitin ito. This is one of the most common literature when you study strategic management, when you try to discover management. And in some books, TOWS analysis, no? Threats, opportunities, weakness, strengths. Parang binaliktad lang. And there's also the SWOT matching, no? Yung SO, yan, strengths, opportunities, strengths, weaknesses. But those are for another matter. In this episode, I'd like us to focus dun sa W part, no? Yung weaknesses. Kasi bakit? Pansin ko kasi, yung opportunities and threats, it's us looking outside. Tinitingnan natin what goes on in the business environment in general. Kaya nga meron tayong PESTEL analysis tsaka Porter's 5 forces, which we will discuss in another video. Now, as human nature dictates, madaling tumingin sa labas. Minsan mahirap tumingin sa loob. Sabi nga nila, 'di ba, parang bago mo punain yung yung dumi sa kapwa mo, tingnan mo muna kung meron kang sariling dumi. So, it's human nature for us to really have that challenge to closely monitor what goes on inside of us. And ang nakakatuwa dito is in many books, marami naman talaga tayong discussion about weaknesses, strengths, and saka yung OT, no? Kanina may nabanggit na ako about opportunities and threats. And normally, yung strengths and weaknesses, nakakulong yan sa value chain, no? Kumusta yung value chain ng company mo? But like I said, let's zero in on weaknesses. Normally, pinag-uusapan natin dito yung internal limitations ng isang company that, of course, will hinder the performance of that particular organization. Ano ba itong mga bagay-bagay na ito? And in many books, marami na mga common weaknesses na madaling ma-identify. Actually, kahit i-google nyo nga lang, di ba? For example, outdated technology. Ay, luma na yung mga technology namin. So, anong kailangan natin gawin? Pwede tayong bumili ng bago, pwede tayong mag-rent or mag-lease. Pwede ma-solve, di ba? Pwede ring inefficient yung processes natin. Meaning to say, yung process na 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, baka pwedeng 1, 3, 5 na lang. Or baka, yun nga, di ba? Maybe the things that you can do in 8, 10 steps, pag inaral mo ulit yung process mo, kaya pala ng 3, 4 na steps lang. That's another thing, no, that we can take a look at. Kamusta yung manpower mo? Maybe you lack skilled personnel. Siyempre, usually yung mga bago-bagong company, or mga bago-bagong businesses, they may not have the capability to hire potential talent. Now, there's also the challenge that when a company becomes bigger, baka yung talent nila is napopoach na pala ng other companies. Baka there's a possibility that they are unable to develop or maybe to do effective succession planning na pag nag-retire na yung mga matatagal na sa company, those that are veteran managers, baka yung next in line nila hindi na ganun kagaling. Now, of course, that's another issue because ako kasi personally, believer ako ng improvement of race. For example, at work, I believe that the people under me will one day become better than me. They should actually because they will have to stand over me pag nawala na ako. Diba? Another is, in some companies, merong mga poor customer service. kumbaga parang, although I'm not saying that lahat dapat sobrang ganda ng serbisyo. No, lahat dapat sobrang ganda ng serbisyo. May mga company naman na kahit hindi ganun ka-okay yung serbisyo dahil medyo mura nga naman sila, tinatangkilik pa rin sila. But if you're pricing yourself in a premium manner and your customer service is not that good, baka maging challenge sa'yo yan. Or maybe, hindi naman talaga yun yung strategy mo, no, na magkaroon ng good customer service. Siguro parang when we talk about good customer service, automatic dyan, Starbucks, di ba? Yan yung parang isa sa mga common examples when we talk about good customer service. Now, that's the reason why even though the price that they're charging is quite the premium price, parang mas madalas pa rin silang puntahan versus other coffee shops. Now, I don't know what the strategy is of those other coffee shops, but apparently they are still there, no? Yun nga lang, mayroong ibang mga coffee shops na mapapasin mo, uy, dati Tim Hortons to but parang nagiging Starbucks na. So, that may be another story that we can dive into, no, when we deal further with other management concepts. Another is a weak brand recognition. Hindi ka masyadong kilala. Or maybe financial in nature yung weaknesses mo, no? Hindi mo na ma-manage yung cash flow mo that are going in, cash flows mo that are going out. You get high debt levels than you would normally want, and then you get inadequate financial resources. Pero hindi naman to magic eh. Hindi rin to breathtaking, hindi mo rin to masasabing, merong ganyan? Kasi many people, many managers are actually aware of this already. And even though new managers, sasabihin nila hindi sila ganun ka-aware, ang daling i-Google. Diba? Andiyan na si Google di ba? Huwag yung kung ano-ano kasi yung pinapanood ninyo sa internet or binabrowse nyo sa internet. Tingin-tingin din ng mga ibang pwedeng concepts na mapakinabangan natin. Pero the point here is, why do some companies, even though they are already big, fail? Is it because they have been overtaken by technology? Is it because they have been overtaken by competitors? Yes, probably. But for me, the reason why I wanted to zero in on the weaknesses portion is because of the possibility na human nature pa rin talaga yan. Human nature pa rin talaga yan. Normal sa ating mga tao na ayaw nating tumanggap ng pagkakamali, ayaw nating umamin ng pagkukulang, ayaw nating tumanggap na, sablay ako o kaya, hindi ko nakita to Actually, those big companies, most probably, may mga tao doon na nakakita nun, no? Siguro sa mga kaedad ko, sa mga kabatch ko, naranasan nyo yung pag-field trip. Pre, ako bahala sa pictures natin. Tong camera ko loaded ng 36 shots. Naalala nyo kung ano to? Diba? Usually yung Kodak, diba? Yan. 36 shots. Wow! Hindi natin kailangan magtipid. Take note, Hindi natin kailangan magtipid dahil meron tayong 36 shots na camera. 36 shots. Sirs and ma'ams, ilan ang laman ng ng camera, ng phone nyo na pictures and videos? Diba? But back then, big deal yung 36 shots. So, yun nga lang, back then, kala mo marami na di ba? Kala mo marami na yung shot mo. Pero kumbaga, talagang aasintayin mo ng maayos para maganda yung kuha ninyong magbabarkada or kung halimbawa, nakipag-picture ka kay crush mo. Pero hindi yun natatapos doon. Bakit? Kasi dadali mo pa siya sa, ano bang tawag doon? Kung saan man siya pinapadevelop dati, no? Para ma-develop yung pictures. And, habang dinidevelop yun, Diyos ko, fingers crossed sana. Hopefully, hindi siya ma-expose. Kundi masisira yung masisira yung shots. Nasaan na sila ngayon? Can you imagine the younger generation? Ganyan kayong kumuha nun? Kami phone na, di ba? Nasa cellphone na yung camera. And I think that has been one clear example of a threat kagaya ng digitalization, making the once dominant Kodak film company extinct. Oo, malaking bagay yung digitalization. Oo, malaking bagay na, hindi na kasi gumagamit ng film. Digicam. Nagkaroon muna ng mga digicam bago gumanda yung mga yung mga video sa cellphone natin. Pero kung titingnan natin, teka, oo nga, no? Paano nangyari yun? Di ba parang andaling isipin, when we read about it in books, there are so many different books, there are so many different authors that would use the Kodak example. Na parang andaling isisi sa digitalization, andaling isisi sa advent of technology. Parang yun yung isa sa mga favorite examples when we discuss Pestel. The T part is the technology part. That's one of the most favorite or maybe the best examples na because hindi nag-adapt si Kodak from the film to digital, nawala sila. Pero sa palagay nyo ba, sa laki ng Kodak, walang nakapansin nun? Sa laki ng Kodak, wala kayong nakapagsabi na, teka, baka pwede natin itong i-explore. Most probably meron, pero bakit parang ang hirap? I guess dun ako pupunta sa unang point ng ating discussion na to, no? I think it's because of human nature. Human nature. Human nature makes us weak in terms of weaknesses. Kaya ang title ng episode na to, Why Are We Weak in Weaknesses? Because of that, because of human nature. Karamihan sa atin, actually, baka nga lahat tayo may be guilty of not being ready to accept our own weaknesses, our own limitations, our own failures. Diba? Kasi we have been trained on that. We have been trained on that. I would like to emphasize on this portion. Kasi I think this is in a more challenging business environment. Right now, mas fast-moving na ang mga industries. Baka minsan nalilimutan natin na to pause and to evaluate who we are. To pause and to evaluate na, baka meron akong kailangang alamin sa sarili ko. No? And siguro, maybe this video will help us understand further. And ang isang unang point na gusto kong i-discuss in this episode is, we have actually been trained to ignore weaknesses. Ngayon nyo lang ba na-realize yun? Or maybe, hopefully, baka napag-usapan nyo na rin yun. Professionally speaking, we have been trained to shy away from weaknesses. Bakit? Manager na ako. Dapat kaya ko nang mag-evaluate ng SWOT. Magaling na ako dyan. Pero, let's go back dun sa time na lahat tayo ay bagong graduate na nag-a-apply pa lang. Can you remember what is the most difficult question to answer in a job interview? Anybody? Hindi ba? What are your strengths and weaknesses? Actually, dun sa strengths and weaknesses, madali pa nga sabihin yung strengths eh. Ang medyo mahirap ikwento is yung ating weaknesses. Diba? And when you Google, parang wala pang masyadong Google nung panahon ko. But when you try to take a look at self-help books with regards to interviews, and until now, when you Google, ang common na tip when answering the weakness question is to frame your weakness as a strength. To frame your weakness as a strength. Or maybe, to frame your weakness as an overuse of strength. As young as we are, na ingrained na sa atin na hindi natin dapat tanggapin yung weaknesses natin. Kasi baka, well, of course, hindi ko sinasabing mali yun sa interview. Alangan namang sabihin mo na talagang napakatindi ng mga weaknesses mo. Wala talagang mag-hire sa'yo. But the point I'm driving at is that early on in our career, naging ganun yung ating training. Naging ganun yung ating perception with regards to our weaknesses. And kung hindi siya mababago, kung hindi natin ma-realize that there is something that we have to accept. Palagay nyo, what will happen when we become managers, when we become leaders of our respective organizations? Nandun yan sa kaloob-looban natin. Hindi natin basta tatanggapin yung ating weaknesses. It's actually ingrained in us. So again, when you look back in your actually, not only when you look back dun sa time na ikaw yung ini-interview Tandaan mo rin pag nag-i-interview ka, 'di ba? Parang ano kaya yung weakness nito? Pero 'di ba usually yun yung nagiging kwentuhan sa interview, 'di ba? Na hindi natin normally tinatanggap yung ating weaknesses, no? So that's one of the point that I would like to share in this episode, no? Yung SWOT, okay, madali siyang gawin, madali siyang matandaan, madali siyang sagutan, no? Pag nag-e-exam ka about strategic management. Yung OT, kita agad natin. Yung strengths, madali nating sabihin. Pero all of this are actually anchored on weaknesses. If we are unable to accept our true limitations, hindi natin makikita yung totoong strengths natin. Baka mamaya over-exaggerated yung tingin natin na strengths natin. Kung hindi natin alam ang weaknesses natin, baka we shy away from opportunities kasi hindi pala natin kaya. And kung hindi natin alam or kung hindi natin tatanggapin ang weaknesses natin, there might be threats that are creeping up that may endanger the very foundation of our respective organizations. Just like what happened kay Kodak. I'm sure, merong nakapansin nun. Imposibleng wala. The problem is, are we listening to the right people? Are we putting the right people in the right places? Or are we just comfortable listening to yes men? Diba? So, that's something na, mas masarap pakinggan kasi yung good news, diba? Kaysa sa bad news. But sometimes, kailangan nating i-embrace yung ating kahinaan kasi the only way for us to go beyond our limitations is for us to accept that we have limitations. Kung sa tingin mo wala kang mali, kung sa tingin mo wala kang kakulangan, sa palagay mo maghahanap ka ng self-improvement mo? Of course, hindi, di ba? True improvement actually comes from the acceptance that there is something that we lack, that is, there is something that we need to improve. True strength comes from recognition of our weaknesses. And, of course, true development comes from the humility to accept that we must change. Diba? So, when we make these improvements, we then equip ourselves with the capability to maximize our opportunities, minimize our threats, actually fan out and strengthen whatever strengths or whatever capabilities that we have, enabling us to succeed in implementing our strategies. For example, daling muna natin sa pagiging tao natin. Sabi ko nga kanina, di ba, sa weaknesses natin, normally, common sa atin sa interview, iniiwasan natin yon. So, halimbawa, ako, I'm only 5'1". So, that's an evident weakness sa akin, yung aking height, di ba? So, of course, I would not try to engage so much in activities wherein advantage ang height. So, alam ko na, ay, hindi para sa akin to. No? Alam ko na, maybe there is something better that I'd like to do. Kaya nga, mas pinili ko mag-aral ng Aikido kaysa ng Taekwondo. Ang iksi ng pa ako Paano ako makakasipa, di ba? So, that's one thing. No? One thing that is quite a clear example for myself. Di ba? So, in your own ways, in your own self-assessment, tingnan mo, ano kaya yung pwede mong ma-improve, di ba? Minsan din, hindi naman tumakbo sa away or umiwas sa away, di ba? So, kung sa tingin mo, hindi mo kaya, sa tingin mo, mahina ka, 5 na to, ganyan, hindi ko na kaya yan. O kaya 3 na, hindi ko na kaya yan. Umiwas ka na, di ba? Pero kung magiging mayabang ka, you will hug your pride na, hindi, kaya ko yan, kahit siyam yan, ay malamang magugulpi ka. So, that's only for a more personal basis. Kung titingnan natin, what we do or how we think on a personal level can actually impact how we function on a professional level. Diba? And what we do individually as a person, what makes up an organization? It's the people within that organization. And if those people under that organization has that kind of mindset that we do not accept that we have weaknesses, chances are your organization is headed for rough oceans or maybe rough times. So you need to steer clear of that. I hope that this video, this lecture can at least start our own. Actually, hindi naman siya natatapos, di ba? It should start a continuous self-assessment of what we can enhance for ourselves, di ba? What we can enhance for ourselves. Siguro I'd like to close this with a story na natutunan ko doon sa isang consultant namin dati. He talked about the 3 treasures of the Japanese imperial regalia. So this can, I don't know if this is a stuff of legend, but it's actually easy to Google them. No? So sabi nila, yung mga emperor daw ng Japan is gifted 3 items. Number 1 is the sword. The sword is a symbol of power. Yan. It enables, of course, the emperor to command the troops, to protect the people. So, yun yung unang treasure niya. Yung pangalawang treasure niya is the gem, which signals benevolence. Diba? So, meron siyang yaman, meron siyang kapabilidad na tumulong, meron siyang kapabilidad na pagandahin yung bansa nila. Actually, napakasimple lang din naman nun, ano? Kung halimbawa mayaman ka, kung halimbawa hindi mo napayaman yung sarili mo, pwede ba magtulungan yung kapatid mo na makagraduate sa school, makapag-aral? Hindi, di ba? If it's as simple as you cannot give something that you don't have. So meron na siyang yaman coming from the gem, meron na siyang kapangyarihan or power or strength coming from the sword. What do you think is the third treasure? Actually, the third treasure, which is, as they say, is the most important treasure, sabi nga nila, is a mirror. Mirror. Bakit? Kailangan ba pogi siya? Kailangan ba glass skin siya? Kailangan ba maganda siya or whatsoever? Kailangan ba maporma siya? No. The mirror enables us to look at ourselves. The mirror enables us, diba, sabi nga nila, di ba? Bago mo punain yung dumi sa sampayan ng kapwa mo, tingnan mo muna, baka mamaya madumi yung bintana mo, di ba? So the mirror enables us to take a look at ourselves and reflect. Reflection nga siya, mirror nga di ba? And reflect on maybe things that we can improve on. Maybe things that we can change. Maybe things that we can adjust. Maybe things that we can improve. Maybe things that we do not see when we are just looking around. Can you imagine someone who has wealth and power but does not have the ability to take a look at himself? Ooh, that's a very dangerous ruler. And that's why I think that's a very nice story dun natutunan ko, no? So make sure that let's all take a look in our own proverbial mirrors and assess ano ba talaga yung limitasyon natin, ano ba talaga yung kakayanan natin, ano ba talaga yung mga pagkakamali natin. Sirs and ma'ams, whoever you are that's listening to this, when you take a look at your limitations, I promise you that's the first step for you to go beyond those limitations and become a company with limitless capability to grow and improve. So thank you very much for watching this episode. I hope that as I try to continue this journey, this after hours journey, you'll be with me on your downtime, because when we step away from the normal things that we do, it gives us the chance to have the capability to do the things that to do the things beyond what we can normally do. Hindi ko alam if it makes sense, but sama-sama na lang nating tingnan yan after ours.